Alright, hello everyone, it's Silver Kyle, and today we're going to be going over some recent Legend of Dragoon news that just dropped yesterday, August 9th, 2022. And normally I don't cover gaming news unless it's really big news, but the Legend of Dragoon is one of my all-time favorite games of all time. It is arguably the best turn-based game that I have ever played. Final Fantasy IX would be the only one that can really come up close to it. But anyway, and because myself and I think most Legend of Dragoon fans are starved for any kind of news regarding this game, but they only made one game and there's so many more things that we wanted. There's so much potential for creating a universe, a remaster, a remake, a sequel, a prequel, so many different things that they could just completely go into this world. But right now, all that we're looking at potentially is that they might be bringing the Legend of Dragoon over to the PlayStation Plus Premium, which would allow us to play this game on our PlayStation 5s, for example. The last time that we ever had the Legend of Dragoon being able to play it, other than the PlayStation 1 physical disc that you would have had back in the 90s, which I do have, is to get it on the PlayStation 3 or Vita PSN. You'd have to buy it for like, I think it was like $6 or $7, and it always generally did very well. Like as soon as they put it on there, was always one of their high sellers, which to me, it just shows that, you know, you should do something with this property, and specifically because Sony owns it. But anyway, and all that this is coming from is a tweet from someone. That's all that the rumor is coming from, but I think everybody that is looking at Legend of Dragoon is freaking out because we're so starved for information. So this came just because it's been going over the rounds and I'm going to butcher some of the names here, Shuhei Yoshida, former president of Sony Interactive Entertainment Worldwide Studios, retweeted a message from Dennis Martin, the composer of the Legend of Dragoon, which suggested confirmation that it is imminent, that it is going to be released at some point in time on the PlayStation Plus Premium. So the original post that Martin had was from 3 years ago, which was to mark the 20th anniversary of the game, because it came out first in 1999 in Japan, I believe. I think it wasn't until the year 2000 that we ended up getting it here in North America. And actually, I'm just looking a little bit further, and UK ended up getting it in January 2001. But anyway, so it's basically just a retweet that we're freaking out. But it looks like we will be getting an announcement soon on what is going to be coming to PlayStation Plus Extra and PlayStation Plus Premium. And the other thing too is that I looked up at the lineup of the PlayStation 1 games that they have for that service, and it is abysmal. It is absolutely horrible. And now, granted, it's much harder to get, you know, they'd have to get a lot of third-party other companies to be like, okay, yes, we'll allow you to put that on your service here, but it's going to cost some money. Microsoft is doing a fantastic job. Granted, Microsoft pretty much owns like half the companies out there anyway at the moment, so they have a little bit of an edge of being able to put these games out where it's a little bit harder. But Legend of Dragoon, Sony Interactive, like, you know, do something about this. It'd be very easy to put it on there. Like, I understand putting a Square game would be a lot harder to put, but Microsoft, once again, they do not own Square, and they ended up getting some of the Final Fantasy games for their Game Pass. So really try to push this, and I think Legend of Dragoon would feel so well. See how many people are ended up, you know, downloading the game and playing it or streaming it. I don't even know what the heck it is. I don't have PlayStation Plus Premium. But if they got Legend of Dragoon on there, I would get it day one. I'd beat the game and then I'd probably get rid of it unless I saw some of the other games that look kind of fun. I don't really generally like these kinds of things, but I'd totally be down for being able to play this on PlayStation 5. I'd almost prefer this to be on the Switch, though. The Switch handheld, being able to play Legend of Dragoon, I think would be really fun. You can play it on the Vita, but the Vita is so small. Like, I see it right here, and it's just extreme. Like, it's not the same as the Vita. Sorry, it's not the same as the Switch, which is in my room, so yeah. So there you have it. That's the only news that we have regarding this, but I'm super excited. And there's also gossip that we might even get trophy support as well, which would be kind of fun. So there we have it. Let me know in the comments below if you think that this is exciting, and then where we go from here. Lots of downloads, lots of people buying, you know, maybe they see a little bit of an increase of people getting this subscription, getting the game, a lot of people getting the game. Maybe they'll make a remake, maybe a remaster, maybe a prequel, maybe a sequel. It's, you know, one thing at a time, but it's exciting. Also, just recently, just regarding old school games, Tactics Ogre is getting a remake on the Switch and I think PlayStation 4, maybe PS5 as well. I'm not 100% certain, but the pre-orders are now up for the physical editions of those. So I just recently pre-ordered it. GameStop, Amazon, Square, their website as well has it, and it's retailing for $65 in Canada, which normally our games are about $80. So I think in the US it's probably like $50 US, most likely, which is a little bit steep, but I mean it's a relatively long game from what I gather. So that's something that I'm very much looking forward to as well. That has nothing to do with the Legend of Dragoon, other than it's a strategy turn-based game, but still an RPG from the 90s that you can now potentially play on your Switch and PS4, maybe PS5 as well. So thank you all for watching. You've been bearded in. Beardage.